Mormons probably aren't quite what you think they are. They aren't polygamists, they aren't Satanists, and they are Christian, despite what most people would tell you. And they aren't magic either. Everyone thinks they know who and what Mormons are and what they believe, but most people have it very wrong. So here's the truth. First off, the actual name of the church isn't even Mormon. It's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which makes it pretty apparent that they are in fact Christian. They believe that Christ lived and died for their sins and is the Son of God, the same way all Christians do. Secondly, the Latter-day Saints are not polygamists. They haven't been for over 100 years. And historic records say that even when they were, it wasn't for very long, and it was because many of the men on the way to Utah, traveling the plains, had died, and so there were so many more women than men, and it just made sense to allow them to marry multiple wives. Also, most people seem to believe that Mormons worship Joseph Smith, which is totally off. If you actually read the Doctrine and Covenants, which is the book of modern revelations of the Latter-day Saints, or the Pearl of Great Price, the facts are pretty simple. Joseph Smith was a young boy, he was 14 years old, in the 1920s, during the Second Great Awakening, when everyone was all concerned with 1820s, sorry, not 1920s, in the 1820s, during the Second Great Awakening, when everyone was all concerned about religion and being saved and whatnot. And so he was personally very concerned with religion and wanted to, find out what church was true. And in his particular area, there was a lot of concern with religion, and there was every Sunday there would be a big area where people would just stand, and there'd be priests standing with a bunch that were proselyting for churches. There'd be the Baptist guy and the Methodist guy, and they just have a whole bunch of people proselyting from a bunch of churches, and people would sit and listen and decide which one they believed. And he was very concerned with which one was right because he felt like he had to find the right one or he'd be in trouble. And so he was reading his Bible one night and he read James 1:5, which says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God. And he decided he would pray and ask God what the correct church was. And so he did that. He chose a time and a place, and he went and prayed. And the Latter-day Saints believe that Jesus Christ and God appeared side by side in a pillar of light and told him that none of them were true, and that's the general idea of how Mormonism got started. So Joseph Smith isn't considered deity, and Latter-day Saints don't worship him. They just consider him a prophet, a modern-day prophet. LDS beliefs may be very different, but research and data shows that the more Latter-day Saints somebody knows, statistically, the better their view of them are, the less they think they're so strange and so weird and out there. So you should probably just get to know somebody first before you judge them.